Hey everyone, Matt Pisarcik from RazorEmporium.com. Today to do a review of the Merkur Progress versus the Parker variant. Let's get started. Okay, we are getting loaded up with PermaSharp blades into our two competing razors. This is the Showdown of the Merkur Progress, also known as the 510. This is the long handle version, and the Parker variant. I thought that the long handle version would be more comparable to the variant because of obviously the more similar size of handle. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I'm all lathered up with my Parasso White for sensitive skin, which is always my go-to for doing gear review. One important thing I wanted to say as I loaded these, very important that you put the top cap onto the handle assembly in the right orientation. And you can see that by this little notch right here, this little triangle on the guard. And actually both razors feature that exact same feature. Feature the same feature, and that is because of the threading that's on the cap that comes down, and that corresponds to your adjustment dial down here. So you get the adjustment dial to be, starting at the same position. So on both these razors, they're a 1 to 5 adjustment scale, and they both start with the plus sign that is directly below this little dimple right here. They both have a little dimple to kind of tell you what number you're on, and if this is turned 180 degrees, then the numbering is going to be off. So just wanted to note that. Sometimes people will ask me that question on a Progress or Merkur or whatever, or the Parker. They'll say, oh, the numbers are not correct, and I say, well, did you have the notch lined up on the side? Okay, so we're going to get started trying to compare these two. So I am first just using it on its most mild setting, all the way closed, as I would say. So I always tell people that if an adjustable razor isn't, usable on the very first setting, then it's kind of a waste. I'm going to gradually go up here to maybe 1.5. That's a little nicer, yeah. So it was. The Progress was comparable, the Progress was cutting hair on setting plus or 0, whatever you want to call it. I'll dial it up now to maybe, let's say 2.5. That's nice, okay. Now these two razors look very similar, and I don't think it's any secret that the variant is, very heavily based off of the Progress. They both use the same method of adjustment, which is just a big spring inside, and as you release the top cap, you are also basically letting go of that spring, and that spring is letting out the blade tray. So there's a tray, it's here holding your blade, and your blade goes on top of that. Then there's your guard underneath it, and as you unscrew it, the tray is able just to move away from the guard. So it's changing the blade gap only, not blade angle. Now for comparison, I'm going to set this at 2.5 as well, since I found that was feeling nice. Pretty comparable. Let me just do a, real-time A/B. Yeah. They feel near identical. That doesn't really surprise me. The price of the Parker is around $58. Depends on what site you go to, but the price on the regular Merkur Progress is comparable. If you want the longer handle, it's about $10 more. I'm gonna dial this up just a little bit more. Let's see, let's just let it out. Let's go to 3.5. Let's see if there's a point where I don't like it. Yeah. Not bad. We'll probably dial it down to 3. Very nice. Yeah, I like this setting on both razors around the same, like 2.5, 3, somewhere in there. They feel very similar. Maybe the Merkur has a little bit more glide, maybe just a tiny bit. That could be because it's chrome plated, and the variant that I'm using is a graphite one that looks like it's more of a maybe a media blasted or maybe a tumbled kind of look to it. It's definitely not a high polish like the Merkur, but they're very nice, very comparable. I think if you wanted to get started with the double-edged razor and you were, you know, concerned about maybe 2 different areas of your face needing different kinds of razors, like your neck needs some, you know, one thing and your face needs another thing, these are great. The Progress has been around since the 50s. We literally have a catalog from 1957 or 55 or something. I can't remember off the top of my head that shows it. And it's pretty much unchanged. This longer handle version was the only change I'm aware of. I have seen some people that will get a modified tip down here to be metal. I think they call it a Mergress. I think there's individuals out there that actually machine them. I don't know if Merkur has actually done that on their official, you know, side of their business. I think it's an aftermarket purchase. I'm glad I did this because I have had people ask me if there's a difference between these, and I hadn't shaved with both, you know, in a comparison kind of shootout method, but I'm glad I have. I could probably be blindfolded and not really tell you which one's which. That's good. So the Merkurs are made in Germany. They're cast out of zinc and they're chrome plated. And the Parkers are made in India and they're cast out of zinc. I believe both have brass handles, you know, turned brass handles, but the head is cast. And this looks like, I think this is like a satin nickel. That's my best guess. Nickel always has more of a gray look to it. You know, and chrome always has more of a bluish kind of hue to it. So that's the biggest comparison you can always make, is just looking at the hue. Put a little more lather on my neck down here. Not my best lather in the whole wide world. I always tell you guys, it's not the most pleasurable thing to sit here at a desk and shave for these videos. I do it for you guys. truth be told, my shave at home is so much more enjoyable. My routine is usually a hot shower, and I wash my face in the shower and then get out, do a nice big splash of cold water, and then do a cold water shave. Obviously, I'm not able to do a shower here, and my prep is pretty minimal. I'm just in this little tiny sink splashing some water up on my face. So I sometimes feel like you guys don't get to see the real Matt Pisarcik shaves, the real kind of at home. But that's okay. The good thing is that I know exactly what I'm going to experience when I sit down here, and it is the same every time. And if something goes well here, I can almost assure it's going to go even better at home when you have all the comforts and all the prep and all the even just being in a steamy bathroom really helps. You get out of the shower and it's nice and hot in there, your skin's loving that. Especially in the winter time. Love it. Well, I'm going to stop blabbing. The Merkur Progress and the Parker variant. They are Ford and Chevy. They are BMW and Mercedes. Take your pick, and you'll be happy either way because they are nearly indistinguishable. I think the finish options on the Parker are nice. They do have two different versions of the Razor with different finish plating options. The Progress is nice because it has two different handle length options. Some people love the long handle. Some people want more of that bulldog kind of feel. The other nice thing with the Parker is that it's all metal. The Progress does have that plastic tip. I did mention earlier you can get a aftermarket part and swap them out, but the Parker comes stock, all metal. So it is one little difference. I don't think it's a major difference. I think it's plastic looks very durable, and I've seen ones that are vintage and they hold up just fine as long as you don't drop them. But yeah, that is the Showdown. I would say it's a tie. There's not a clear winner here. It's going to come down to your preference for the aesthetics, or maybe you care, the one's made in Germany, one's made in India. I don't really think it's a big difference either way. The quality looks almost identical, the construction. So hope you guys enjoyed today's review video. Please like and comment. If you do leave a comment, if you've used one of these, have you compared them? Have you had a horror story with one of them? Please, I want to hear. And if you do comment, you'll be entered in to win this, the official Razor Emporium black and blue t-shirt. Behold in all of its glory this t-shirt. We're happy to send these t-shirts out to you guys. Glad that people have been enjoying that, and we'll see you here next time at Razor Emporium for all things vintage shaving.